Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well. And I want to thank you for the success on the last video called I Made a Racing Mower. I'll put a card at the top right if you haven't seen it. But needless to say, it got way more views than I ever expected. And today I wanted to make a video to give you guys an update of some things that's been going on with the mower. And so I come down here in the shop to grab, gotta hang my key back on my belt. Well, there we go. It's hard to do with my left hand. Came down to my building so I could grab a towel right here to check the oil, and you guys will see why. I always like to keep a check on oil, not only in my mower, but in my partner's vehicle. Just something I do. So let's go up here and chit chat about the Lowe's mower. Here we go. Let's turn on that light, see if we can close this door. Okay, shoo, it's hot in here. Okay, so what you're looking at now is new axles that I had made by a local welding and machine shop. And the reason I had that done is because the default, or I guess I should say the stock axles that were on this lawnmower from the factory, if you looked at the front wheels, they were like turned, let's see, I guess it would be out, slightly out, and that was causing the outer edge of the tread on the tires to wear. And I didn't want to have to be back replacing tires sooner than I needed to. So what I did is I had actually put this mower up on a jack and taken the stock axles off to see if the machine shop could bend them at a perfect 90 degree. And it turns out, I guess some kind of steel that they were made out of was very brittle, and so they snapped. And so that was unfortunate. But I did later find out that even if they had bent the stock axles at a 90 degree, what would have happened is the tire would have rubbed this edge and this edge back here and not had enough clearance to turn. So I told them kind of what I wanted to do. The stock axles had like a notch in them that a circlip held on, and the same thing for the wheels. So if you guys can see that now, here on the wheels there is an actual nut. So they threaded this side and threaded the side that mounts to the mower. So now there is a lock nut and a big thick washer. I like that they did that. So overall, they did a very good job. I'm very satisfied. Overall, it was a good price for what they made, and this is made out of pure steel, not that flimsy stuff, whatever the stock factory axles were. But I'm a little concerned now because even with the axles being a perfect 90 and these wheels being pretty much flat on the ground, you can still see that the tread is wearing pretty quickly. So if you can see here, what's a good example? What a good tread would look like is you could still see the little notch, kind of the little groove of the tire. But these in the middle are starting to go really, really flat. And all I'm really doing is driving this around my neighborhood, and there is a road that is asphalt that goes into another neighborhood. It's kind of a long stretch of road, maybe a quarter mile long. And occasionally I drive it down that. And so these are just, I'm concerned that I'll have to replace these sooner than I need to. But as of now, they look okay, and I'm going to keep an eye on them. I do run them a little underinflated just because the trail I take them on is a bit rough, and I want the tire to have a little bit of give to it when I drive over rocks and stuff. I don't want it to be solid tight, and so you run over something and it could puncture it. So I think these call for 14 pounds of air, and I think right now I have something like 10 in them. And as far as the back ones, I think I showed you guys in one of my previous videos, those are new tires. I just run what the tires call for, which is 10 PSI. And I don't think those are wearing any. Let's go back here and take a look at those. I don't think these are wearing, but it is kind of hard to tell. I think these are wearing better than the front ones. But like I said, I'll have to keep an eye on them. And worst case scenario, even if in the next 6 months I have to replace these tires, at the time I bought these, they were only 20 a piece, so that's not too bad overall. I know you can kind of get some more tractor style tires that have a lot more aggressive tread on them, so I might end up having to do that. Or maybe I can get like a go-kart style tire. I'm not sure. Let's talk a little bit more about the oil situation and what I did. Okay, let's take the hood off here. I had recorded a video maybe 2 weeks ago at this point, but I made a big boo-boo and accidentally deleted it from my camera, and I was pretty bummed out about that. But I had shown in that video that some oil was leaking out of this right here. And what this is a galvanized piece of pipe and that someone has just threaded into the engine. And it does work perfectly. So it extends the oil drain port out past the frame a little bit here. So you can just unscrew this and drain the oil out, versus from the factory there was an oil plug here. So when you would undo that, oil would just spill out everywhere here. It's kind of dark under there. It's hard for me to see. But anyway, that white stuff there is, I believe it's Loctite brand or Permatex thread sealer. I put that on maybe 3 weeks ago at this point to cut back on the loss of oil. But I can still check it this way. Oh gosh. Yeah, according to that, it's perfect. So I'll continue to keep a check on this. And other than some slight carburetor problems, I have to kind of keep this choked while idling. And sometimes while just driving around the neighborhood, I have to keep the choke pulled out so far. That's really about the only issue. And I need to add some grease to the wheels because those are squeaking pretty bad. But as of now, I think that that has solved it. The thread sealer on that galvanized pipe. But I love this little mower. It's neat to drive around the neighborhood. I love tinkering on stuff like this and doing the maintenance on it. But I figured I would give you guys an update on what all I've done. I debated doing a gas pedal because what I'm doing right now is using this right here as more gas. So I'll choose the gear that I want to be in, and I just use this to give it more gas if I want to go faster. But yeah, there it is, the Lowe's mower. If you guys want to see any more detailed videos, let me know. I'd be happy to make them. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.